Welcome to the bold analysis. On Sunday, Raila Odinga is supposed to lead the Azimio group for the third People's Baraza rally that is supposed to be held in Kibera, Kamkuji grounds in Kibera. Now, this rally, if you compare with the Jacaranda one, was themed no handshake, and it was after a bit of those narratives. Now, between Sunday last week and this Sunday, there are many things that have happened. And while Raila Odinga's think tank have now started assessing the effectiveness of the rallies, number one, is on the choice of the day, with at least with some arguing that the rallies are supposed to, rather would better be pushed to weekdays. Um, that one is rift on weekdays, number one. Number two, on this week, it has emerged that it was a week that was themed on Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. The two things that happened this week. One was the tax question, when Uhuru was largely blamed to be funding the Azimio rallies. It was a claim, and I need to put it as a claim, and that was premised that it's doing that to evade some tax question. Then the other one, apart from that, it then developed to security withdrawal. And I've been checking, trying to follow what leaders are saying. There seems to be some mixed reaction by some Raila Odinga supporters coming out to defend former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. It's a very critical phenomenon. Now, in this video, I want us to look at what is at stake as Raila heads to Kamkunji in Kibera. Kindly subscribe to our channel. I also want to humbly request you that if you're watching, you can share our videos from anywhere you're watching to your friends and relatives and people who have interest in politics, because I normally urge people to listen to politics, to podcasts, because in podcasts you will listen to specific topic you want to hear, so that you must not really, it's not a must to depend on the traditional media. Now guys, let us look at these factors that are at stake as far as the rally in Kibera is concerned. Raila, many are asking Raila to change the tact. And I want us to look at this deeply. One of the things that is on Raila's radar is this. While this rally presents a very good opportunity for Azimio wing to respond to what is happening in the country, or so far what Kenya Kwanza is saying, but there is a thorny part of it. On Monday, Wafula Chebukati issued a demand letter to Raila Odinga, 7 days at ultimatum, so that Raila would, sorry, I think I have something. So that Raila would release videos and audio, videos and photos of if he ever met, if he ever went to his house. And good Kenyans went to Twitter and asked Chebukati that himself, he should not wait for Raila to show evidence, whether he went there or not. Himself, he should produce videos and photos to confirm if he went to Raila's place. It was a very ridiculous thing. So, this is what is at stake. Will Ruto deepen the hunt on Uhuru men, some of whom he accuses to be funding Raila Odinga's rallies, or related this way? Is the claim by Kenya Kwanza that Uhuru Kenyatta and the team are oiling the Azimio rallies mean that if that was the ground and the rallies continue, and the other, like that one is going to continue, if it continues, if it's held, is it going to deepen the attacks on Uhuru's men? That's the question. Because after saying that Uhuru was funding Azimio, that is after Jacaranda rally, what we saw is a tax question, and the other one is security withdrawal, and all these two have been premised on grounds that Uhuru is involved in active politics. Now, if Kamkunji rally continue, what is going to happen next? Are we also now going to look at a situation where something else is going to be done, not necessarily to Uhuru, but again people who they believe is behind it? Because there seems to be a strategy to profile other leaders that are behind it. Will you then hear it is Joe or it is who? Because Ruto have known very well that he's not talking about Raila. He's going about around, beating around the bush and looking for other people around it. So that's one of the things that is at stake. And as Raila team are planning to put up that rally, or rather to hold that rally, there are a lot of stakes into it. Now, the other thing is this. The rally must be held for one reason, for some one obvious reason, that Raila will not want it to lose momentum and Kenyans to lose the grip. Because imagine if that rally is not held, and with this discussion that Kenya Kwanza is now diverting their attention from, and they've really gone for Uhuru Kenyatta's head successfully to make sure that they divert the mood and the attention of Raila Odinga supporters from the victory question, then most likely, if it is not held, that the victory claim is actually going to be consumed. And in fact, I agree with the strategists that were saying that Odinga needed to think about working on the frequency so that it can be, instead of once a week, it can be twice or so. Or rather, people who are saying the rallies need to be advanced a bit. This is what is it. When Raila was in Jacaranda, I was there. And when he was giving his speeches, the crowd was telling Baba 20 State House, Baba 20 State House. And he had to manage the crowd by telling them, that's why he brought in the issue of UN, is it Commonwealth, some Commonwealth body, to come and do an independent audit of our election here. And without that, the Kenyan people are going to take action in themselves. Now, he gave the 2 weeks ultimatum, knowing very well that it's impractical. Okay, whatever he's saying, UN, I don't even think they have that jurisdiction, just to say the truth. They don't even have that jurisdiction. But I can tell you that was done to manage the crowd. So, when Raila is going to be in Kamkunji, the same pressure is coming from the public. The public seems to be out. The population, when they see Raila, and Raila continues with the victory question, they're asking for quick fixes. Quick fixes. So that, what's it? You want to go to State House. Remember, Kamkunji is very close from State House. So how that will turn out will be a very interesting take, because I can tell you, if Jacaranda walikuwa na pressure 20 State House, what do you expect in Kamkunji? So as he is going to be there, he will also have to manage that crowd, because I want to be honest with us here, and that is what is the difference between very honest and good and professional political analysis and just the street talk. The legal path to Raila claiming his victory is not what the population is asking. That one of stopping State House, I don't think, I know it's not the way to go. In the spirit of handshake, in the spirit of the peace of this country, it's not the way to go. But then that's what the population is talking about, sadly. So, Raila will have to, there is something at stake. That while reclaiming victory is a question that is sweeping the motion of the masses, but the conversation needs to evolve. It needs to continue. In Jacaranda, it was on what Raila is doing, or rather, not in Jacaranda, in Kamkunji, it was more of still on election reform. When he was in Jacaranda, it also evolved a bit, and that's why the question of Chebukati Dozie was there. Then, as things are going on, there are also real issues pressing. As tukiongea the tax question is evolving, and it's supposed to be talked about. So will Raila hold on the victory question, or will he also try to blend in with other factors that even people who are supporting William Ruto will relate with? The cost of living. Now, the other issue at stake is this. Will Raila come out and defend Uhuru Kenyatta in Kibera? Guys, say hapa. Do you think Raila Odinga will defend Uhuru Kenyatta in Kibera? How effective is it? How effective is that strategy? And if I wish they would have changed it, the venue now, instead of Uganda Kibera waende Thika, as some of the allies are saying, so that the question of Uhuru Kenyatta is highly emotive and hits and target the central. If you can defend it before watu wa Kikuyus in that area, and then you'll get more or a better political mileage than the one in Kibera. Because there seems to be, of course, that is his place. The rally is supposed to push for victory claim, but they're going to look at it. However, the good thing is this. What is happening on Uhuru Kenyatta is a very good fodder for Raila Odinga. It's also wiping the emotions of the public. Actually, I'm honestly waiting. The country is waiting what Raila is going to say, what Raila thinks, what's next, what Raila thinks. Everyone is asking for that. So the fact that Uhuru and that William Ruto is trying to play some of these picky-ponky games, it also a fodder for the opposition to have something to talk about. So at least the speeches are not going to be bored on just the other few topics. Lastly, William Ruto is holding a rally in Rift Valley. That rally has been organized to counter Raila Odinga's rally and suppress Raila's message. How is Raila going to continue, or how is it going to make sure that it manages? Because they are going to be, actually Kenya Kwanza, or there's nothing like Kenya Kwanza, UDA are drawing parallels that sisi tuenda kwa Mungu, tunaomba na huko wanafanya rally. So they will try to draw parallels between what they are doing and what Raila is doing. If you ask me, it's not because I support Raila, but you just better organize a political rally na ufanye siasa kuliko kutoka and going that you're going to do it in church, then you go to the pulpit and start spewing political venom. And that on this ground, you cannot, if you compare what the UDA team want to do and what Raila is doing, it's one of the same thing. But it's better when the two in clean hands that I want politics, instead of going to the pulpit to play politics. For me, that has been my position, that it doesn't look good. And that's my take. Let's wait for Kibera, guys. What exactly we expect there. I hope I will be in a position to be there.